Hey, season gang. It's the season lady coming back at you with another video. And this one I recorded a while ago on tips for dating as a seasoned individual. And although a few things have changed since I made this video, such as some of the online dating tips, because we are outside again, the pandemic is over, and we are meeting people organically. However, I still stand by meeting people online and using that opportunity as practice for us getting ourselves back out there. So, hey, take a listen to this video and send me a message. What's happening for you in your dating lives? What are you guys doing? Now that we are back outside and we are seasoned and ready to go, how are things going in your dating life? Let me know. Leave me a comment. So, here we go. Tips for dating as a seasoned individual. So here we go, family. My tips for dating as a seasoned single individual. Now, I have gone on this journey and I have experienced lots of things, and some of them that I hope that you all get to experience, but many of them that I hope none of you have to experience. So I want to just put a few things out there, give you guys a few tips on how I've been able to navigate this thing and how you can do it as well, so that we can establish connections and relationships at this season point in our lives. Now, I made a list on my notebook, so I'm going to be glancing down. So if you see me look away, I'm just trying to refresh my memory on some of the things that I wrote. Now, the first thing, the most important thing, when you decide to get back out there and you want to date and you want to get to know people, is that you must be realistic and you must be willing to do the necessary work to present the best version of yourself to that individual. So if you have hangups, if you have trauma, if you have issues from previous relationships, let's try to resolve some of those issues. Therapy for many of us is very, very important. We have to address the things that cause problems in our lives. So while you're thinking about whether or not this is something you might want to do or a avenue that you might want to venture down, make sure that you are available to present the best possible version of yourself. And that's not always physical. Sometimes that's mental. Sometimes it's emotional. Be prepared to deal with different individuals in different ways so that you know that you are presenting the best version or the best possible version of yourself. Now, in terms of physical appearance, that is also important. I'm not going to get on here and start talking about weight and all of those things, because I know many of us as seasoned individuals have put on some extra pounds that we may or may not want to get rid of. But don't let that stop you, because all of us as seasoned individuals have had changes that have occurred to our bodies. And most people, that's not a factor that's going to determine whether or not they find you to be an interesting human being. However, be sure to put your best foot forward. Be the best possible version of yourself. Look nice, dress nice, smell nice. Be open to listening and getting to know people. Now, I started this off by saying, let's be realistic. I know that there are some people that are attracted to a much younger group of people, and we need to be careful with that. So my suggestion is that I would not date anyone that is 10 years my senior or more than 10 years my junior, because when you live a whole decade apart, sometimes you don't have the basic things in common to even carry on a conversation, let alone be willing to do some of the same fun things. Now, there are occasions and instances when that is not the case. I know individuals that have been happily married for decades, and their significant other is significantly older or significantly younger. But if they're being honest, they will tell you that they did not start out having things in common. They have been together for a long period of time, and they have grown to have things in common, to really, want to spend time together, and the age difference doesn't matter. So let's be realistic. Let's put our best foot forward. Let's date in our range. And when I say in our range, we want people that have things in common with us. We want to have, common interests. We want to like doing some of the same things. Don't X somebody out because they don't necessarily love what you love. I am not into hunting or fishing. However, if a man likes to hunt or fish, it is not going to change whether or not I like him, because I am a very busy individual and I have my own likes and dislikes, my own hobbies, and I don't have any problem doing my own thing while they're doing their own thing. So don't be so rigid that you X someone out because you don't like all of the same things. Be open to new changes, to new things, to new possibilities. So that's number one. Number two, don't be afraid to date online. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. You know, you may have to get back in this thing and have a little bit of practice. Sometimes online dating is the best way to practice. It gives you some practice in sending text messages. Because many of us back in the day, there was no such thing. We were not sending text messages. We were not writing people on dating apps. We were not posting pictures of ourselves. We met each other, we liked each other, we hung out, and boom, we were together. Well, it's not quite like that anymore because we don't get out as much. And sometimes, you know, the person that you're looking for, you might be able to find them online. There are a lot of people that are shy and would never approach you if they saw you in person, but they will send you a message just to see if there's any possible interest. Don't write those people off. Use that as an opportunity, my apologies. Use that as an opportunity to enhance your dating skills, to get back out there and kind of know what it is that you're looking for. It'll also give you an opportunity to see what exactly you aren't looking for. You do have to weed people out. You may have to kiss a few frogs before Prince Charming shows up, but be open to the possibility that the person that's meant for you may or may not live in your city. They may live somewhere close by. Let's just be honest about this thing. Most of us are close to retirement age and we can live anywhere in the world. One thing the pandemic showed us is that we do not have to go into a building to work. We can work from anywhere. We can work remotely, and a lot of companies are encouraging that to continue. So don't be closed-minded to someone that may live just a small distance away. And use the online dating as an opportunity to meet someone that you may possibly never meet because you wouldn't run into them at, you know, your local grocery store or someplace where you might, you know, have a craft or a hobby or something that's going on. Number three, and this is the best way. The best relationships that I have had in my lifetime have been relationships with people that my friends connected us. Now, when you connect someone with someone that you know and that they know, there's a better possibility that they're going to be similar interests. So if you know that, you know, you have a girlfriend that's single and you have a guy friend that's single and you think they would like each other, then you are inclined to want to match them up, have them meet, have them talk and see if they'll like each other. So for all my seasoned single individuals that are ready to give up the title of being single, let all of your friends know that that's where you are. That's what you want to be doing. So when they meet someone, or if they think about someone that's in a very similar situation, they can do something to connect you guys. They can pass on phone numbers. They can have you guys meet up in the same place and just see if there's a possible connection. But my experience is the best way to meet people is through mutual acquaintances, mutual friends. And they know you, they know that other person. So the likelihood of you guys, you know, having some things in common is a lot greater than for you to meet a perfect stranger and just hope that he could possibly enjoy some of the same things that you do. Now, I'm not saying be closed-minded to either, because both could work for you. We have to be open. We have to be clear about what our intentions are. And if we are, the likelihood of meeting someone that we like is simply greater. Number 4, and it's really important. You have to be prepared to step your game up. You have to be prepared to step your game up. The best relationships, the best encounters are encounters where both parties are fully engaged. So if you receive a message, you need to reply to that message. If someone calls you, you need to call them back. If someone invites you on a date, you need to make every effort to be available for that date. You want to be fully present and you want to be engaged in those conversations. There is no way to know if you like a person or if a person likes you if your head is not in the game. if you're thinking about what you have to do tomorrow, or if you match with 50 people and you get 25 messages and you don't bother to respond to any of those messages. One thing I forgot to mention with online dating is that it is definitely a numbers game. So you're going to have to at least reply to messages in order to simply weed people out. Men generally will lead the conversation. They will reach out first. They're not going to keep sending you messages if you don't bother to reply. Now, ladies, if you match with someone, you can say hello. I don't encourage ladies to pursue relationships, but there's nothing wrong with saying hello. If you see someone out and about, if you're at an event and you see someone, make eye contact. You have to be approachable. They have to know that they can approach you and that it's okay to approach you. So step your game up. Be fully present. Be aware of what's going on around you so that you can put your best foot forward. So be aware, be present. And last but not least, and I know I shouldn't have to say this to my seasoned single individuals, but let's not rush into being physically intimate with the people that we meet. Let's not rush into that. At this season point in our lives, I think we have all determined that we can find a way to make a sexual relationship work. Not many people have problems in that area. However, they do have problems with communication. They do have problems with follow through. They do have problems with consistency. So prior to sleeping together, you want to make sure that that person at least checks the boxes of the important things, the core values, the things that you value. Now, I'm not saying don't do what you want to do. I'm just saying if you do what you want to do, don't be attached to the outcome. Because if you move in that direction too fast, you haven't established the relationship. You haven't established a connection. You don't know if that person even wants the same outcome that you want. So take your time before you move into a intimate relationship. Many other guys that I have talked to, they always say it doesn't take much for them to lose interest. So you need to establish interest before you establish intimacy. That goes for everyone. Now, there are different people out here that want to do different things. So if you are one of those people, by all means, do whatever you like. Just don't attach yourself or your feelings to the outcome, because when we rush into things, sometimes, we make decisions that we should make based off emotion instead of logic. So just a really quick recap. Let's be positive about this situation. Being seasoned is not the end of the line. It could very possibly be the beginning of something wonderful. Be open to every opportunity. And when you are presented with those opportunities, be fully present. Have interesting things to discuss. Have something to talk about, because we have to be realistic here. We are seasoned individuals, and we have to bring something to the equation other than just our physical. We have to have something to bring to the table. 20 years from now, we're going to be even more seasoned. 30 years from now, God willing, and we're still here, we're going to be even more seasoned. So we're going to have something that we bring to the equation, something that keeps us together other than just being physical. So I hope these tips helped a little bit. If there's anything else that you might want to discuss or that I may have left out, because I didn't want to get too specific here. My goal for this video is to be open to all opportunities. Don't be closed-minded. You have to be open-minded. It's 2022. We have to do something different if we want a different result. I know some of us aren't really interested in online dating or possibly meeting strangers, but there are a lot of people out here that have some really interesting things to offer. And if you don't open up or broaden your horizons, you'll never have an opportunity to meet those people. Not every connection has to be a love connection. You can establish some wonderful friendships along the way as well. So thank you guys so much for listening to this video. Please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share with anyone that you think this could possibly help. I love you guys, and I thank you guys so much for all of your support. I've had a few of you come up to me and refer to me as Sage, and I so greatly appreciate that. That means that you guys are paying attention to what's going on with this YouTube channel, and I can't thank you guys enough. So until the next one, I hope everyone has a beautiful afternoon, beautiful rest of the day, and I will chat with you soon. Toodles.